Good morning, everyone. Gardener Jeremy here. It is Wednesday, July 29th, mid-morning. It's already 89 degrees, and it's just scorching hot out here. Like, all of my plants are hot. It hasn't rained in a couple of weeks, so we have been watering, but you can see things are starting to yellow up a little bit just from heat. This driveway almost every day hits about 100 to 105 degrees, and little plants out here just having a hard time. They don't like sitting out in the heat. Luckily, we've got some shade going right now. Little marigolds are starting to pop out. It is midsummer, and I just love these guys. I think hanging out over here also, we've got Romas. I think this is my only producing Roma plant. I gave a lot away this year. Avocado tree. It's not liking the sun and heat too much, but some of the herbs and things really are. They're enjoying those, and we're just gonna do a quick walkthrough. This is an area we started working with really recently. Again, this is a peach tree. I don't know, I guess it's getting close to 15 feet tall or so. It's probably about 8 years old. Produces about 250 peaches a year. We got none this year from it because of fungal disease, but that's okay. That's really just a pollinator garden. We've recently planted a lot of daylilies and things in here, so they're kind of floppy. It's probably been 3 weeks. I don't think we have had a real rain since I put that stuff down. And then let's go back over here and check out what's going on in this dry summer heat. Dryness. Irises are gone. Hell, not enough water. And they're relatively drought tolerant, but they don't get any supplemental water. That is intentional. This bed was made specifically not to receive any supplemental water. That doesn't go for the pots. Oh, and the sun came back out, and it's hot and scorching. Yikes. The garden's pretty happy in the sunshine, but this little strip here, we were planning on maybe putting a bunch of zinnia seeds out, and zinnias have done okay here, but they haven't thrived. There weren't many. I probably planted 7 starters out here, and it's just very hot and crispy. And like I said, I do not add any supplemental water to this front bed at all. All the pots get water pretty much every day in the summer. If not, they will not do well. Bee's doing pretty good. Yeah. More marigolds popping out. I love the orange marigolds hiding in there. I love the yellow marigolds, but the orange ones are my favorite. Don't tell the yellow ones. And I'm still not sure what this giant morning glory is. I thought it may have been a moonflower at first. Now I'm just really unsure about it. It gets a lot of sun, has not flowered yet. It was in a pack of mixed morning glory seeds, and it's the only thing like it. So, not too sure about that. Tomatillo plant doing great. Million bells doing great. Little cucumber plant down here is getting crispy. I guess this is more of a bushy plant than a vining one because it just won't grow out. And you can see it's also suffered from some dryness, but fortunately it doesn't have any fungal diseases, which is what I'm really trying to avoid. I'll come in later today with some small shears and trim away that yucky foliage, give it a little better airflow, and see what happens. This one up here needs the same thing, and that's probably a combination of bugs nibbling at it and sun hitting it when it had some water on it. We had a few days ago just a little rain, kind of like a teaser, and the sun came out immediately after when it was almost 100 degrees, and it did some cooking. Tomatoes are coming right along. This is going to be our 3rd batch of fruit to pull from the vines. Cucamelons are doing great. Big truck is doing pretty well. It's kind of noisy. Sorry about that. Yeah, this cucamelon's doing really well. I'll show you a little bit about what I do every day with this. I walk through, start looking down through the foliage and see if I can find any squash bugs. Right now I don't see any. That's good. I usually find them a little later in the day. And yeah, there aren't any on it right now. That's fabulous. Actually, I don't see any bugs on anything in this garden, which is very good because we don't use pesticides. We come out and actively mess with it. Pomegranate, doing okay. It did not flower much this year. It is fruiting, but not a lot. Let me see if I can, there's a little flower. It just didn't do a whole lot this year. We pruned this guy pretty heavily last year, like really heavily, because it was, gosh, 20 something feet tall and we couldn't reach the fruit at the top. Moving over here. It's another victim of the dry weather stuff, and you can see the bottom of this morning glory just got munched up. But you know what? That's actually why I put them out here. The morning glories are here to keep my sweet potatoes from getting eaten. There's a lot of the bugs around here that will go for the sweet potatoes. For some reason, they prefer a morning glory. They're related. They're both Apomea or Apomea, and they do a pretty good job at attracting the little munching bugs that get the sweet potatoes. Let me see if I can find one. They usually hang out on the bottom of these leaves. They're little black dudes. And not finding one yet, but I do know where I can find some to show you. That is very interesting. I'm not sure what that is. Okay, moving along. We're just gonna do a quick run around. Here's the project we're currently working on. I'm trying to pull down first all the ivy, not the wasps or hornets. Then I've got to pull all of that stuff down and replace it. And it's pretty hard because I've got one good arm, or one kind of good arm, and some other stuff that's kind of damaged. There's Brock's old playhouse and his new giant treehouse. We're gonna try and give this to our neighbors, but Brock's kind of throwing a fit. However, you can see he didn't use it a whole lot. It's kind of in my way. Back here, some giant elephant ears that just got planted. They were just transplanted in. They're flopped down. Believe it or not, they were kind of flopped down like that in their last place, but you can see they are happy to shoot up some fresh foliage. They're gonna stay alive and well. These guys get like 7 feet tall, no lie. Above ground, they were simply longer than I am tall. I know that because I dug them up. Over here, I think these are the same species. They're just, or same variety even. They're just much smaller. I think these came out of the same patch. And this swirl on the leaf is very distinctive of what I think we'll see here. And hopefully I won't damage it too much, but I love that. I love that. So I'm hoping these guys will fill up, and probably gonna put some cannas around it. This is a wet spot down in the bottom of a stream bed, kind of a dry stream that runs up and along this way. Back here, we call this wild potato vine, man of the earth, Apomea pandurata, I believe is the Latin. And very similarly, see these bug bites? Same critters, which leads me to showing you a little bit more about what attacks those creatures. Creatures being the morning glory family. stuff. Okay, this little pot I love. I'm happy with it, but it was growing the wrong way. It grew up that way, and I think you may be able to see, I'm going to try and turn this a little bit. There are little black bugs that get on the bottoms of these leaves and make those holes, and they're not really my friends. Those guys do more visual damage to my stuff than anything else. Well, actually, I'll take that back. I'm gonna show you one other thing. Canna leaf rollers. I think they are Brazilian brown skippers, which are large, beautiful, impressive moths. But look what they do to cannas. They shred them. Now, I removed a couple, I think it was yesterday, and a couple others a few days before that. They're very strange looking alien beings, but I may be able to find another one down here. I'm gonna try. I'll include a still of what they look like, but they absolutely ravage cannas. Not too happy about them. Now that I know what they are and what they do, what to look for, I'll be able to mitigate a bit. But for now, B and I are gonna go play. B, say bye to everybody.